I decided to make another video showing my Osborne Executive Computer. I made a few programs in BASIC and actually made some improvements to a program I showed earlier. So let me go ahead and start up MBasic and then I'll show what I did. Okay, I'm going to load BASIC in from a floppy disk, and I'm sorry for the video quality here. I'm just using my cell phone to record. I don't have a video camera still. Haven't had a video camera in years because I just kind of lost interest in recording videos and haven't done it for a long time. But here's a disk with BASIC on it. Okay, and like I said, this is a little tricky because I'm looking on the LCD screen and try to do everything here. But okay, so we have BASIC here, and then I have a disk with the programs I've made, Osborne Executive Basic Programs. And see if I can get this out of the folder here. Okay, the first program I'm going to show, which I showed last time, was a simple timer program. It just showed the seconds and minutes elapsed. What I've done, well, I'll just show you what I did. So let's go ahead and start up BASIC, and let me see if I can move closer to the screen. The screen looks a little washed out. I guess my phone is having a hard time. Too much contrast, but let me see if I can get in closer. Okay, so I'm just typing in MBasic and then B for the B drive, so B:, and then timer.bas for the BASIC file for the timer program. And then it's going to load in Microsoft BASIC first, and now it's loading the program file. And okay, here's the program for the timer. So what I did was, I don't know if you saw the previous video, but in the other video you could see the cursor kind of bouncing on the screen as it was counting the elapsed seconds. Well, I found a code to make the cursor invisible, and so that's what I did. And so we'll press 1 from the menu here to start the timer, and you can see it just counts the elapsed seconds. Like I said, it's nothing real special, just a simple timer. But as you can tell now, we don't have the cursor moving back and forth, which is just a little weird. So I think it looks better now. And then we can, if we press 2 to stop it, press 3 to reset it, and you can see now it's showing 0 seconds, 0 minutes. Press 1 again to start it. And yeah, that's basically it. It's just it just uses a loop, and while it runs the loop, it uses a function called inKey, and that checks to see whether a key has been pressed. So that's how it breaks out of the loop if you press one of the keys that correspond to the menu options to start the timer, to stop it, reset it, or exit. And we'll just exit, and we clear the screen. I made it so that it clears the screen when you exit. Okay, the next program I'm going to show is, let's actually, just to be on the safe side, let's clear the memory. So what we'll do is we'll just type in new, and that tells BASIC that you're going to start a new program from scratch. What we're going to do now is I'm going to show a program I made that's just called Pattern, and it kind of has a little bit of a matrix look to it. You'll see here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go load, and then B drive pattern dot. Did I spell that right? Did I type that right? Yes, I did. Okay. Pattern.bas. Okay. Okay, so we loaded it. Now we're going to type in run. And this is another simple little program I made. It just kind of shows random, binary numbers on the screen. It generates them randomly. And yeah, that's basically it. So, I don't know. It was just something I was playing around with. So yeah, it just shows a random pattern of ones and zeros, binary numbers. Okay. And then we just press any key, and it clears, exits, and then clears the screen. Okay, the last program I want to show is actually, it's a simple text editing program. You can use it to write, edit, and save plain text files. And I actually have it saved on my programs disk, but I also kind of made its own disk here. It's called TextStar. Made a little label for it. It's kind of a play on words of the program WordStar. So I just decided to call it TextStar. So I'll go ahead and put that disk in. I'm pretty sure I do have it saved on this one too, but let's just put it here. And I'm sorry again if the camera's kind of shaky. I'm holding this with one hand using my cell phone, so yeah. Okay, so let's just type in new again, just clear the memory. Okay, so now we're going to load TextStar. So we go load, and then the actual name of the file, of the basic file, is called text. So just text.bas. And I forgot to put in B drive. So we need to go to b:text.bas. Okay. And it's loading the program. It's kind of a large program, so it's going to take a minute here. Still loading. It's like 17 kilobytes. Okay, it's finished. So let's run it. Okay. So this is our main menu, TextStar. So we can view or edit a document. We can save the current document, the document that's in memory. We can reset the document, which just clears it if you want to start something new from scratch. Number 4 is to load a document, of course, to load a document from the disk. There is an option here, number 5, to print the current document, but that doesn't work yet. I haven't figured out exactly how to get the Osborne to work with a serial printer. I know the ports are down here for serial and parallel connections, but I don't really know much about the Osborne yet. I haven't quite gotten that far. But everything else works. So if we go to number 6 for help, this gives the commands. While you're in the text editing screen, it will recognize commands. Everything starts with an asterisk or a star prefix. So like, for example, star M is to go back to the main menu, star PL to go to the previous line, star NL to move down one line or advance to the next line, and star PS and star NS move backward and forward through screens. The way it's set up is, since of course you can only show so many lines on the screen, as you're typing, it'll automatically split it into screens that you can move backward and forward through. At the moment, since it's just a really simple program, it can only edit a maximum of 100 lines, which is like 2 pages of text. I mean, you can save multiple files. So if you have like some kind of long text document, you can just save it on multiple files. But that's basically it. Let me go to show you what the text editing screen looks like. So we go to View, Edit Document, number 1. And the way it works is the screen is split into 2 sections. The top section shows the text that you've entered so far, and the bottom section shows a status line and what you're currently typing in. You'll see a prompt and a little caret prompt that shows what line you're currently on. And the status line shows how much memory in bytes, the screen you're on, what line you're on. So let's type in something here, show you how it works. You can type in lowercase. I'm just typing in all caps for right now. But the Osborne does have lowercase characters too. So if we just type, this is the first line. Okay, period. And then we press return. And as you can see, after you press return, it automatically updates the screen, and you can see that first line is entered in, and now the little indicator has moved down to the second line. So just another quick example. Type in this is the second line. It puts it in, and you can see it updates the screen and shows the second line. And of course we can also just skip a line, and now it's on the fourth screen, so type in fourth line. There we go. That kind of gives you a basic idea. And then if we want to go back to the main menu, we would just see if I can do this with one hand. So you just enter star, which of course is the 8 key with the shift, and M. And when you type that in, it recognizes that as a command, and we go back to the main menu. So here we are, back at the main menu. So if we go back to number 1 again, to view and edit document, you can see our document is still there. But I want to show loading something, because I do have kind of a sample text file here already. So let me show that. Let's go ahead and reset it. So we're going to go to 3 to reset the document. It'll give us a warning here. Warning, this will erase the current document from memory. Are you sure you want to continue? And let's go ahead and do that. So we'll put yes. And that's it. It's cleared. And to show that, we go back to the text editing screen, and you can see it's empty. We'll go star M to the menu. Okay, so let's try loading something now. So press 4 for load document, and it asks which drive you want to load from, whether A or B. And you can, if you change your mind and you want to cancel and go back to the menu, you could just leave it blank. But let's go ahead and type in B to load from the B drive. And it shows us the files that are on there. And you'll notice we have one there on there called demo.txt. And I actually made that earlier. So you just type in the file that you want to load. In this case, demo.txt. Boy, that is really not showing up very clearly. I hope you can see this. I really apologize if that's not clear, but okay. And it's almost done loading. Okay, there we go. Okay, here's the text file. And here we are. We have, 2 paragraphs I typed here. A new program for the vintage Osborne Executive Computer. TextStar is a simple, easy-to-use program which allows you to edit and save plain text files. The name TextStar is a play on the famous WordStar program released by MicroPro International Incorporated in 1979. WordStar was one of several programs bundled with the Osborne 1 and Osborne Executive Computers when they were originally sold. TextStar can edit a maximum of 100 lines of text, 2 pages. Although it is simpler and does not have the advanced features of WordStar, it is also much easier to use. Longer documents can be split into multiple text files. Future versions may extend the line number limit. So yeah, that shows the text file I wrote earlier and saved onto the disk. And if we go star M, and takes us back to the main menu. And so that's basically it. It's basically just a simple text editing program. It's a lot easier to use than WordStar, I think. But I had never made a text editing program from scratch before, so I just wanted to see if I could do it. And yeah, it's definitely limited. I mean, there's some things maybe later I'm going to add onto it. But I don't know, for the first time I ever made a text editing program, I was pretty happy with how it turned out. So I think that's it for now. I know a lot of this was probably not very easy to see. So some of the code, especially the code for how to turn off the cursor, in case anyone is interested in doing that, I'll show at the end of the video. I'll give the code for how to turn the cursor on and off. And yeah, that's basically it. If anyone has any questions, let me know. If anyone is interested in trying this little simple text program I made, let me know. And yeah, thank you for watching. I hope this was interesting and maybe useful for anyone who has one of these vintage Osborne computers.